Christianity, as commonly practiced, is not what Jesus taught. Truth is not found in belief, ritual, or allegiance, but in direct knowledge and alignment with what is. Therefore, if Christianity is true, it must align with truth itself, not necessarily with institutions, traditions, or interpretations. Real Christianity is not a religion. It's the recognition of a divine principle that exists within all beings, the Logos, the Word, the eternal truth, which Jesus discovered, embodied, and taught others to realize within themselves. This Logos is not a person or a doctrine, but the unchanging eternal intelligence that governs reality. The conscience is its whisper. Fake Christianity is institutionalized belief in a historical narrative organized around authority, hierarchy, and obedience. It replaces the inward path of awakening with outward conformity. It teaches people to believe in Jesus rather than to become what Jesus was. It substitutes worship for transformation, guilt for discernment, and a false sense of salvation for self-responsibility. Real Christianity demands the dissolution of the ego, the abandonment of all identification with the false self, and return to the divine source within. It teaches that the kingdom of God is not external, it is within. This does not mean a vague mystical feeling, but a precise metaphysical truth. The source of all reality is present within your own being, and truth is accessed not through belief, but through radical inner honesty. Fake Christianity externalizes God, turning the divine into an object to be feared, obeyed, and petitioned. It teaches that salvation is obtained through intermediaries, priests, sacraments, or correct beliefs. It turns Jesus into an idol rather than a mirror. It makes morality about reward and punishment rather than alignment with what is right because it's right. Real Christianity is the end of religion. It is the realization that love is not an emotion, but the very force of existence, not separate, indivisible, whole. Jesus embodied this force, which is why he spoke with authority. He did not speak as a man, he spoke as truth. To follow him is to not imitate his life or memorize his words, but to undergo the same inner death and rebirth that leads to this realization. I and the Father are one. Fake Christianity is ego preserved under religious language. It baptizes the false self instead of killing it. It speaks of love, but preaches fear. It promises heaven while creating hell. And it aligns with empires, not with conscience, with dogma, not with insight, with safety, not with truth. The test is simple. Does a teaching bring you back to your own inner knowing, to the still voice of truth that cannot be manipulated? Or does it lead you to submit to external authority? Real Christianity destroys the ego. Fake Christianity defends it using the name of God. This is not a critique of Christians, but of the system that has hijacked the name of Christ. The true Christ is not owned by any church. He lives in anyone who dies to the false self and becomes truth itself. Real Christianity is not a religion. It's the dissolution of illusion and the direct knowledge of what is eternal. Any teaching that binds you to fear, guilt, hierarchy, or belief is false. The truth is simple, impersonal, and beyond opinion. What is real cannot be threatened, and what is threatened was never real. Christ is not a belief to be defended. He's a truth to be known.